Trump invokes Article 9 to begin prosecution of Democrats for treason. February 2nd, 2020. The Democrats have been planning and pushing forward their fake impeachment scam for 3 years now, from the moment that President Trump set foot in the White House. The socialist plot to remove him had begun. The case is without evidence and without merit. It doesn't meet even the most minimum judicial standards for a legal prosecution. Indeed, it's not a prosecution, but a persecution. In fact, it meets all the legal requirements to qualify as a coup. That's why President Trump has decided to invoke Article 9, a section of the Constitution reserved for legal discourse against traitors to the presidency. Article 9 reads as follows. Whereas an elected official's loyalty to the president comes into question, and furthermore said official chooses to begin action to unseat said president, that elected shall be deemed unfit and unworthy of his office and a traitor to God and country, the president shall be given sole legal authority and responsibility to remove the traitorous personnel from public service. This should be done swiftly and without prejudice. Essentially, what the article is saying with reference to recent events is that Nancy Pelosi and her fellow Democrats, by virtue of their various persecution of an elected president, are traitors to the crown and should be punished appropriately. The only person who has the authority to push forward with their punishment is the president, who was the victim of their actions, in this case, President Trump. So now the new trial will begin. It is expected that all will be prosecuted simultaneously, so as to limit the amount of government time wasted, especially since 3 years have already been wasted and on a fraudulent impeachment process. Legal experts expect the full trial to take no more than 1 week, as the evidence against the Democrats is so overwhelming. At long last, this whole circus will be coming to an end. It remains to be seen if the Democratic Party as a whole will be held responsible, but that would seem to be the logical way to go. That's it. Just click below to pass this on and read it for yourself. Thank you.
You said that the pandemic is disappearing, but we lost 6,000 Americans this week, and just in this room, you have dozens of people who are not following the guidelines in New Jersey, which say you should not have more.
No, they don't have. It's a political activity.
Why are you saying such a bad example, Mr. President?
You're wrong on that because it's a political activity. They have exceptions, political activity, and it's also a peaceful protest. So when you have, and as you know, they asked if they could be, a number of, and to me they look like they all have, pretty much all have masks on, but you have an exclusion in the law. It says peaceful protest or political activity, right? In fact, specifically, it says exactly political activity or peaceful protest, and you can call it political activity, but I'd call it peaceful protest because they heard you were coming up, and they know the news is fake. They understand it better than anybody. And they asked whether or not
Agenda 21 is coming soon.
If the press in this country were honest, it wasn't corrupt, if it wasn't fake, our country would be so much further ahead. But we're doing really great. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much.
At the beginning of the 21st century, the Umbrella Corporation had become the largest commercial entity in the United States. 9 out of every 10 homes contain its products. Its political and financial influence is felt everywhere. In public, it is the world's leading supplier of computer technology, medical products, and healthcare. Unknown even to its own employees, its massive profits are generated by military technology, genetic experimentation, and viral weaponry.
You're all going to die down here.